Right. Oh, that'd be light. So, I'm doing a video today on one of my favourite cameras, a camera I've probably used more than any other in my lifetime. I first purchased it 17 years ago. I've shot 15 music videos, a few weddings, a couple of the very first short films I made. It's the Panasonic GH1, as you probably know from the title of this video, or Lumix GH1. I call it Panasonic GH1. You can buy these cameras now for about £50. The one I've got with me in this bag, but this footage isn't the GH1. This is a DJI Osmo Action Free. I shot the last feature film on the GH7. I've used the GH1 to, I skipped the 3, and I had the 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I'm quite experienced with the camera. Hold on, let me just show you something much better than cameras. We can stop talking about them for a second. This is my Nissan Cube. It's got upgrades. It's got a supercharger. It goes really fast. It's the best thing ever. Anyway, what were we talking about? Let's go inside the Cube and talk about Panasonic GH1. Maybe I could do camera reviews from inside the Cube. Oh, that could be cool. It lacks lighting, space, electricity, many comforts. It's ideal. Maybe you started with the GH1, or what was your first digital SLR camera? Or maybe you're a student now looking for something that can get you an amazing image quality without spending a lot of money. And even though I have access to really expensive cameras these days, it's still something I'm really passionate about, is using, I suppose, budget equipment and getting amazing results out of it. There's something much more satisfying about it. And you can get, you know, it's a different type of image, but it's not necessarily worse. It's worse in some measured ways, dynamic range resolution, but there's often something special about the image that I still really like. At the end of this video, I'll link footage to a music video or something I shot, and hopefully you'll agree, it still looks pretty good. So anyway, let's cut this waffle and get a GH1 out and have a look. So we're on a 12mm lens, 24mm full frame equivalent. Limitations of the GH1. You can see I've got the LCD screen flipped towards me. That's great, so at least I can see myself. Autofocus, in my experience, is completely unusable. You're better off with a manual focus lens and just trying to eyeball it. Now the trouble is, because I'm sitting back here, I can't tell if I'm 100% in focus. We'll go with yes. Which is the limitations we worked with back in the day. You know, 15 years ago, this is how you would have had to have filmed yourself, maybe with some mirror hacks if your screen didn't flip round. Advantage again, micro four thirds sensor, can adapt to all sorts of lenses. Now I'm using a Computar C-mount TV lens. You'll notice a little bit of vignetting in the corners, which I'm going to leave on. Normally I would crop that off, like a 10% crop, and get rid of that. That's because the image circle of the lens isn't quite wide enough for the size of the sensor, but I quite like it. When using an old camera like this and an old lens, we are recording what would be considered, by today's standards, low quality footage. But it's like lo-fi music. Is lo-fi worse? No, it's just an aesthetic, it's just a choice. And I often really like this aesthetic and this choice. I'll give you some rundown on the GH1 spec, or more how that spec relates to your use. So autofocus, no. High ISO performance. This is about the limit. I'm at ISO 500 here, and it's kind of usable. You can probably see some grain, or I could probably see some grain, but you won't see it on YouTube. Dynamic range, not a lot. So, you know, work within that. If there's a highlight, like this bit here, and put my hand in it, it will overexpose, and I wouldn't worry about that. I'd just expose the face roughly where you want it, and if something's underexposed down here, if something's overexposed up here, I just let that go. Just expose the face and live with it. If you can control the lighting, great, because you can fill in the shadows and, you know, balance things out, but I think we perhaps consider too much about, like, oh, we need the dynamic range to record every highlight and piece of light, and we don't always need it. I don't look back on old videos, like one I promise I'll show you soon, and think, oh damn, I wish I had 2 more stops. Range in the highlights on that video, it really ruins it. You just don't. It's 1080p, not 4K, which is great because I look, 5 years younger than I would in 4K, probably. What else do we talk about specs-wise? The stabilization is a big one. So it wasn't something we considered back in the days of this camera 17 years ago, but now many small cameras have sensor stabilization. And that is a feature I like and use in small cameras. I shot a feature up in the Shetland Isles for the whole of April, and it was very windy. I used the GH1 and the Panasonic S5 to shoot the feature. I relied heavily on the weather sealing, on the built-in stabilization, and the ability to shoot quickly and easily and not slow down the production that already had so many hurdles to work around shooting in remote location. So I decided to shoot the whole feature film, which by the way was the biggest budget feature film I've ever worked on, using the cheapest camera I've ever shot a feature film. So there you go. So right tools for the job and all that. I've had this camera for 17 years. How about it finds a new home? So if you want to shoot your next project on a GH1, maybe you're an up-and-coming filmmaker, a film student, someone whose finances are stretched to buy expensive film equipment, and I'm convincing you, you don't need to. I'll give you this GH1. So watch the video in full, do all the liking and subscribing and all that stuff. Comment below and just say, I would like the GH1 to shoot and just tell me the project, music video about this rock band climbing a mountain, whatever it is, just a brief thing. I'll put all the names in a hat, pick one at random, and we'll get you this GH1. And then in a future video, we could do an update linking to the project you shot. Maybe you can shoot a project and then pass it on to somebody else. And we can have a chain of projects shot on this GH1 and make a future YouTube video about all the amazing short films and music videos that this GH1 went and shot. Wouldn't that be awesome? Let's support creative people. I'm definitely waffling. So cut to some beautiful footage. That's enough cube for now. Content secured. So as we watch this lovely footage, hopefully you're getting ideas of how limitless the potential is of using just a £50 camera to shoot almost anything. Another thing I'd like to mention is the GH1 and GH2 hacks. These cameras were hacked to increase the bitrate, the vitality hack. This is the LPAL hack running here, and it just gives a slightly better image, less breakup, less macro blocking. I like that the camera is micro four thirds mount. It's adaptable to many types of lenses. So on the video you're watching here, I was using the Canon FD range of lenses. This is mostly the Canon FD 50, 24 and 28mm. The camera really was an early hybrid photo video pioneer, allowing you to get such amazing image quality, even then at a really cheap price. The color science, I love it. Everything you saw earlier on in the video, the clips in those stores, was straight out of camera using the natural profile, and obviously this music video clip without the music that's playing now is heavily color graded. That was done by somebody else at the time. So for me, being a micro four thirds camera is one of the huge advantages of the GH range in general, and one of the reasons I still use them, to be able to adapt almost any lens to them, vintage lenses in particular of course, EF lenses, PL lenses, using speed boosters to increase the apparent sensor size and gather more light. It really is a big selling point and one of the main reasons I got this camera in the first place. So what are the downsides in 2026? It doesn't compete with modern cameras for dynamic range, or autofocus, or low light performance, or IBIS, but don't let that stop you. So final verdict, is it just nostalgia? No, I still love it. Does it have a creative place? Absolutely. What price makes it worth it? 50 quid. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any other recommendations for £50 or $50 indie filmmaking beasts, then let me know and I'll take a look and we'll compare the two. That's it, I'm off. You know what I should ask you to do? Like and subscribe.